Hello, welcome to another Toon kind of 12 frames per second. I'm JayJay. I'm one of the funky people rolling dice and shit today, and I'm joined by the lovely.
Hi, my name is Super. I'm playing Fivi.
I'm playing Drew. Probably should have specified that. So we're off to a great start because I never do that. And this is Tour to Toontown. No, I did not forget the name of the FPS for a second. It's fine. Oh Lord. Okay, so uh judging by the title, you know where we are. We're in Toontown. Phoebe, what are you doing here in this big ass city?
Oh golly, that's a question. Um, well, Phoebe's probably struggling not to get lost right now. She has successfully
Good luck
acquired
with
a
that.
map. How helpful that map is, I don't know yet. um,
Okay, roll survival then.
okay, I have physical dice here, so I'm gonna roll that.
Okay.
Would you? That's a one.
Oh my
It's a natural
god.
one.
Oh god. So we're off to a great start. I don't know where you were going, but you're not going that way. Not anymore.
No. I think she was just. I mean, I don't know what the city looks like, so I think she was just trying to figure out where a local library was. But there's a lot of cars on the road, and she doesn't quite know what a car is, but it looks like some
Oh
kind
my
of weird
god.
wagon sort of thing because she's not quite from the Toon kind era of
Oops.
timeline sort of thing, so she doesn't quite know what they are. So I think at this very rapidly she sort of finds herself wandering back inside an alley, kind of trying to figure out what's going on with the world around her.
Oh no. Okay, so you've wandered into this alleyway and you're just watching like the people on the main sidewalk and shit pass by.
Yeah, I think
This
that's
is
what
the
she'd be doing
question.
for now.
Okay. Then let's see. Holy fuck.
Okay, that's a natural 20.
So that's a 25 on perception from Drew. So Drew can see the shrimp colors, I guess. Um Drew's walking past because they just fucking go on walks and do dumb shit all the time because yeah, they anyway, and they spot you just standing in the alleyway staring off into the distance and like that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
So they're kind of
you
gonna
see a figure with a what looks like a piece of paper in two hands, just kind of glancing up, glancing at the map, glancing up, glancing at the map, or whatever paper that is there.
roll perception to see if you notice this fucking short ass little shit staring at you.
That is a 11.
11 as in the dice roll or 11 plus
11
modifier?
total.
Okay. Uh, so, well, you're. I can speak English today. Um, hmm. So while looking between the map and looking up and trying to figure out where you are, you probably noticed that there is one Toon at the end of the alleyway that's just kind of sort of like stopped, and they're not facing you, but they sure are looking at you in confusion, like what? So you have noticed Drew, but like mm, you aren't really paying them any mind because you're lost and trying to figure out where you are.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Do you do? What do you do with this information?
I think. I guess what does Drew see? Drew sees a figure mostly in black, a couple of bags over her shoulder. There's like a gray branch stuff over her back. Um, can't really see much under the hood. Uh, You do see a large pair of amber eyes at some point eventually recognize that you know there is a funky someone
Uh-huh.
standing in the alleyway, I guess. Uh, she's not going to say anything for a second. She's going to stare at you.
Okay. Drew's going to like glance back towards the like sidewalk and the road and shit before looking back down the alleyway to see if they're like imagining this person or like if they're actually there. And obviously Phoebe is in fact actually there. So Drew's gonna like raise a hand and wave in confusion.
Uh, this this individual doesn't blink. But you do.
What?
But you, she doesn't blink often. Shush. She
Hold on.
she she does go. However, you do hear greetings. Was something falling? Ignore that. Um,
It's okay because I didn't hear it.
okay, good. Do
Um,
you know where I would find the library?
I wanna um okay. Um
What sort of role's that?
don't worry about it. Drew's gonna step out of the like sidewalk and into the alleyway and just more or less I've been in it once. Are you lost? And they're kind of gonna squint like, what are you doing here? Who are you?
um, you'll see this figure give a slow nod, and kind of turn the map around to you to see.
Oh my
It
god.
is it's a sort of semi-official brochure-looking map. You might have been gathered from one of
Mm-hmm.
the larger buildings. You see this figure just kind of point out towards you. Uh, or like tap on the map, I guess, and go, "I am lost." Uh, and she will look at this figure. I don't think Phoebe.
This
She
short little shithead.
uh.
Okay,
I need to
wait.
make a roll for her because I don't think she knows what a robot is.
I was gonna say, has Phoebe ever seen a robot?
Absolutely not. um. Hang
Uh-oh.
on. I need to roll. What am I rolling? What am I rolling? Can I roll investigation for on on
Well,
this creature in front of
wait.
me?
Yeah, sure.
Creature, person. Okay, that's an 18 total.
Okay, well then, I'm gonna say that Phoebe can figure out that it's a robot, or at least that they're mechanical in nature. I don't wait.
Uh,
Do they know what a robot is?
no,
Okay,
robots
well
would
then
not be
they
something she's used to.
okay, well then this person is mechanical and that's weird.
It is weird. But also, however, she's quite curious. So you do see her tilt her head as she looks at you and go, "Do you know where I would go?" Uh, and then she starts a little and goes, "I am Phoebe," with a little, and she points at herself.
Okay. Drew's going to look up from the map that they've been given, which probably the first time they've actually seen a map of Toontown because, as previously stated, they're kind of stupid and they sure as fuck didn't think to look for a map the first time they were here. They got lost and
Oh
sat on
no!
a bench for a really long time. So, um, um, just gonna look up and stick out their hand and just I'm Drew and you're looking for the library, right?
Uh, among other things, perhaps. If there's Drew, Phoebe will take this hand. Does Drew feel temperature? Quick
Yes.
question.
That's a
Quick question.
yeah, okay, yes, but why?
Phoebe doesn't have a warm hand. Her hands are cold,
Cool.
or a bit
Um
cool, I guess. So I don't know
um
how Drew feels about that, but actually no,
Drew
Phoebe doesn't know Drew's name yet.
no, she does. Drew just said it.
Oh, right.
Drew doesn't have time to unpack that right now. This is the first person whose hand that they've like interacted with that wasn't warm, but they don't have time to unpack all that right now. Um, so you're looking for the library. What else are you looking for?
And you see her take a big deep breath, and her eyes,
Oh God.
uh, and she goes, "There are lots of things that I would like to see. Um, I suppose magic things." And she kind of, sort of, does a tiny little waggle as she sort of, like her head kind of pointing up, and does a tiny little thoughtful. I can't do them. I'm doing the movement. You can't
Mm-hmm.
see it. I'm silly, but like
No.
she's just kind of. There is a feeling of there's something vague going on about there, of a she doesn't really mind what she sees.
Oh, okay. Cool. Um. Well, I do vaguely know how to get to the library from here, so we should start walking then. And she's gonna turn around and walk out of the alleyway.
Phoebe is Phoebe will follow. Phoebe will
She needs to
also.
stop finding weird people in weird places.
Phoebe might request the map back.
They'll give it back. Okay. Okay. That's a 15. That's above average. Uh, it takes them a little bit. Maybe it takes a little bit for Drew to read all the street signs, and it's probably a long walk, and it's a busy day in Toontown, so there's like a fuck ton of people out walking around and shit. But
Hmm.
eventually, hello.
Sorry, that was because Phoebe doesn't like busy people. You'll kind of, if depending on how busy the street is, Drew might see Phoebe sort of tighten up her hood a little bit. Uh, she won't step away into any alleyway again unless it's like a mass crowd, but she
Uh-huh.
definitely
I
doesn't look
won't.
very comfy.
I don't think it's like so busy that like the sidewalks are packed
Mm.
because there's probably snow on the ground and it's cold as all fuck
Oh,
because it's the winter season.
right.
But there's people out and about and doing walks and there's like people jogging and you know people out enjoying the snow because people do that. I'm not one of those people, but not something that I do in my spare time. But they do eventually make it to I forgot the word. The library. They're going to the library. They make it to the library with almost no problem.
Yay. When they get there, you see. I guess are they just standing outside it?
Yeah, I dead ass don't know what it looks like in general.
Mm,
So I'm just picturing like this huge ass library because I know that it's big.
mm, mm. I think.
Things I know about this library, big. Other things I know about this library, a fucking anime protagonist broke the ceiling of it once.
Okay, I did not know that. That is interesting to know. Okay.
I
Um,
wouldn't know it if I wasn't there, but
all right. Well, I think uh I think Phoebe's going to glance at the map she's got, and you see her take a pen out of her bag, and she's going
mhm.
to circle. She's going to take a few seconds, I think, and find out where she is on the map, and she's going to do a circle around it, uh, around the place where the library is, just as a little
Mhm.
note.
Mhm.
Um, and then she's going to look at Drew, I think, and go,
Mhm.
Thank you for bringing me here. It is good to know how to get here. Are there other places perhaps you would like to show?
I'm glad I could show you the way. Do you like books?
Sorry.
They said that they're glad that they could help, and they asked if Phoebe liked books.
Phoebe, you do see a smile go across her face under the hood. You think,
Mhm.
and she'll go, "Yes, they contain much knowledge." And she just kind of chuckles and sort of looks to the side. Uh, and she'll go, "My interest is magic, and this town is full of it."
Well, you're not wrong about that. Either part of it. Either part of it meaning like the books have lots of knowledge and that the town is full of magic. It's fucking Toontown.
Phoebe's just gonna accept that it's probably both at this point.
Yeah, yeah. Um, do you have like a collection of books, I mean?
Ooh. Um, I think. Do you want to roll insight
I
on
can
this character
fucking
you don't
try.
really know?
I mean, I have a +6. What could go wrong?
Ooh.
I'd say rolling a 5.
I mean, and it's kind of average, so I don't think you get nothing, but I think you see what looks. I think you see a small grimace, you think, pass across her face.
Mhm.
And then she'll goes, "Yes, but not on hand." Uh,
Well, I would hope not on hand. I've
uh,
seen people use their hammer spaces for lots of things, but to keep an entire collection in there is a lot.
you see Phoebe tilt her head when you say that word, and she'll goes, "Hammer space?
She's gonna
You
blink.
store hammers?"
Oh no.
Phoebe comes in for rumor. What do you expect?
Oh no. She's gonna
She doesn't say that in any bad fashion or anything. She's just
no,
genuinely
no, I'm
curious.
just Drew's fucking walked themselves into the Jesus Christ. Drew kind of blinks and just uh it's a thing that tunes have that's kind of like a big storage space.
You see Phoebe immediately pull up a book from her bag and start scribbling stuff in it.
Oh my. um
But you have
um
no bag.
Uh, it it. Mm, they're gonna think for a minute. Just it doesn't have to be a bag. It can be anything. Like mine is in like the pack on my back, but
You see Phoebe immediately kind of look over your shoulder. I was about to say try, and then like no, Drew's short. It's
they're
easy enough
4
to do.
feet
So Phoebe, you
tall.
kind of see Phoebe
What do
just
you mean?
look over your shoulder at the bag.
And it like if you've ever seen like an astronaut suit, it looks like the backs of those
Oh, sweet.
essentially. But they'll go like I've seen like some people who wear hats have them in their hats. I've seen some people have them in like their jackets and stuff. It can be anywhere. It doesn't have to be a bag.
You see Phoebe. She's definitely. You get the impression she's definitely frowning. Just at her notebook, and she kind of taps the pencil on it twice, and then looks at
Mhm.
her own bag, and then she kind of grabs one of the bags that's on her side, kind of lifts it up, and she goes, "It is this," she says as she gestures to the bag, and but everywhere.
Um kind of. Um they're going to pause and think for a minute. Why don't we go somewhere that's less outside and I'll try to explain it better.
Phoebe will nod immediately, and
He's stupid. There's not gonna get a better explanation than this. Okay, we're gonna play another game called I'm Rolling Survival again.
that's a good game. Ooh.
Um. Okay, I'm going to ask my friendly fellow person who made the place where I'm going. Can I have advantage considering Drew goes there all the time? Jesus, thank you. Fuck. Okay, that's better
That's
by a
better.
lot. By a lot. So Drew does in fact remember where the fuck this place is. I just said that they go there a lot. Um uh Phoebe, you're taken into this um sort of back alleyway. It's kinda not gonna lie, it's kinda sketch.
I mean, Phoebe's pretty home at sketch. Uh, she will straighten up though. And can I roll perception, please, on this spooky alley?
Yeah,
I'm a roll perception.
yeah, sure.
That's a
I
14.
have I have to remember off the top of my head what the fuck this alley looks like.
I mean, she's
Clearly,
she's.
I should have done research.
I
Um,
pat you gently.
it's oh fuck, I cannot remember what this alley looks like. I can't even remember what the store looks like. I remember so the alley looks yeah, if you would, considering you made the place.
Crashes into the FPS. Hey.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself.
Oh, sorry. Hi. It's a challenger approaches. No, but it's sorry. No, this is Wick. I made the ice cream parlor. That's a spoiler. But I made the place
Damn,
that
spoiler
we're
alert.
whoopsies. But yeah, no, this back alley is kind of sketchy. There's certainly less people around. The buildings that surround the place are all boarded up. But you see Drew go to a particular boarded up portion and giving a special knock, you realize that it is a place that you can go into.
That's not sus at all.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I need to put in something here. So has Drew gone inside this building?
Yes.
Hmm.
There's a
Option.
regular here.
I mean, I'm very tempted to roll stealth, but
I mean, you can. I don't yet. Sure.
has Drew told
I'm
Phoebe
not gonna.
Has Drew told Phoebe anything about where they've actually
Nope.
gone to? No,
Nope.
that was okay. Okay.
Wow, deja vu, but like the opposite.
I would like to. I'm gonna amuse myself. Can I roll detect magic?
Can you
Sure, why
cast it?
not?
Yes.
Can you
Sorry, I
cast it?
can
Yeah,
cast
sure.
detect magic.
Sure, I'm not gonna stop you.
I'll read it out. For the duration, you sense the presence of. For the duration of 10 minutes, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see faint aura with any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. What Phoebe is more or less trying to do is detect, is this not quite a trap, but more what's going on? Is this. Where is this odd little mannequin-like
Shithead.
man taking her?
Mannequin.
She doesn't have the words for robot.
Oh my god, I love her.
Crying.
We can describe the store in a minute. You get like the vaguest hint of magic from Drew, and that's it.
Okay,
Is
so
there
there's no
anything in the
magic around
store?
her.
I don't know. Is there magic in the store, Wick?
Funny you ask. You do feel traces of illusion magic, but you don't feel anything that could be considered a trap. Rather, you assume that the any kind of illusion magic would be to obscure the place, but not to obscure anything deadly. Uh, and as you uh, enter the place, you realize that it's almost completely empty, except for like two people. I guess ice cream isn't as popular in the winter.
Out of character, I have to ask: are these the same two people from last time?
Wouldn't you like to know, robot?
Cool.
Just in
I'll
case
worry
this is
about that
important,
later.
Phoebe does have dark vision.
It's
Oh,
not, but
Okay.
yeah, it's not dark.
Okay.
nah, it kind of looks like it looks like an ice cream parlor. Like,
Yeah, it's like one of those that they got like bar stools. It's an ice cream bar. We've
has
got a couple
Phoebe ever
booths.
had ice cream? Oh my god! Wait.
I think maybe once, and it wouldn't have been. It might have just been plain vanilla, I think. In one of the
Oh
other
my
cities
god.
she's visited, that was more of in for rumor, possibly. But
Has she been in an ice cream parlor
no, I
before?
don't think she had. No, it would have been one of those little store on a stand kind of deal. So this is a very new experience. Like, what sort of environment is this ice cream parlor? Like, is it brightly colored? Like pastels? I've personally have never been inside an ice cream parlor.
I have my head in my hands.
Blasphemy.
I didn't think this through.
Sorry.
Oh, don't worry. I still know some of. Oh, this is just for you. I don't think you would know it off the bat, or the characters. I mean, but this place is called the Inside Scoop. um, and it mostly has like it kind of looks like a 1950s kind of ice cream parlor. It's got mostly like reds, but it's sometimes got like some green and yellow. Um, and there is one person behind the bar counter, um, who you're assuming kind of runs the place. And then there's one person all the way at the end of the bar. Otherwise, there's pretty much nobody else here. You just kind of see a bunch of kind of soft looking booths and a couple of standing tables. But that's about it. I mean, not
Here's
really
a
much
question.
pastel, but it's not neon, so.
Here's a picture I found in 5 seconds on Google.
Oh,
Yeah, something like that.
Why this picture is specifically Christmas themed, I don't know, but
Hey, it works.
I didn't even realize it until it was too late. So,
But yeah, something akin to that.
okay. All right. Phoebe will, after pausing at the doorframe, wander in after Drew. Uh, she's probably still a bit tense. She doesn't quite know what this place is.
I think Drew's gonna walk walk inside a bit and turn around and just, you ever had ice cream before? I know I just asked that 2 fucking seconds ago. Nobody, shut up.
It's okay. You now do it in character. It's great. Phoebe is going to snap her large amber eyes in your general direction because she has been keeping her head around the place. It takes a second to process the words, and she goes, once, but not in a
Once.
place like this. And she's looking around a little.
Well, we're gonna change that starting right now. And they're gonna pick out a booth and sit in it.
Okay, Phoebe starts again, but she then looks a little around the place. She'll pick. I don't know. I'm just gonna say she'll pick that one. um. Yeah, she will. She will sit down in a booth though.
So is she sitting in the same booth across from Drew, or is she sitting in her own booth?
Oh no, she'll sit with Drew. She'll sit with Drew.
Okay.
Imagine.
Okay. Remind me, there's like little menus and shit, right? I really should have just fucking re-listened to that FPS.
No, it's fine.
We make
But
this up as we go
instead of-
along. It's fine.
So there's like little menus sitting on the table, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that there's a fuck ton of flavors for you to pick from.
Yes.
Wick, I have to ask, considering Drew comes here often, do you think the owner slash bartender would know this by now?
Yes, they would.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, once you guys have kind of settled in with your menus, you see this is actually the first time you've seen the bartender come out from from the spot they usually are, and they'll just kind of come over. They're rather tall,
How tall?
like taller than you,
right.
Phoebe.
Taller than. Okay. Nice.
But they'll come
Very
over and
tall motherfucker.
yeah, they look rather big and rather intimidating. But when they approach the booth, they turn to you, Drew, and say,
Uh-huh.
the usual.
Yep. He
They
doesn't even have to look at the menu.
turn their gaze to Phoebe. And you?
Phoebe is going to glance at the menu. And there's a second of silence as she thinks. And I guess she'll look up at this guy, this person, and go, mint? Would do just
They nod.
fine.
And then they just silently go back to behind the counter and they're going to get the stuff.
Nice, nice, nice. While they wait, shout out to my computer for doing whatever the fuck that was. While they wait, Drew's gonna turn back to Phoebe and just, is this your first time in Toontown? Well, I'm assuming it is, but also, it's a big place. It's easy to get lost.
You see this? Yes. Sorry. Short answer: yes. Phoebe's gonna look at Drew and go, yes. I arrived some time ago, a few days back. Uh, this is all new. There is so much noise here.
She's gonna nod, like, hmm?
It is a lot. And you sort of see her shoulders deflate a little.
She's gonna nod and just, yeah, I can relate. It's a very jarring experience from traveling quite literally across the country to just being here. You hear stories about how lively this place is, but it's like a whole different experience actually being in it.
And I, the player playing this character, is gesturing with her hands to the room around her because I missed that. Was that places in the parlor or places in Toontown?
Places in Toon. Wait,
Okay.
wait. I did not understand the question.
Sorry.
My brain did not process.
That's okay. What did Drew said?
You said that like the oh, you mean like how the place is so lively and then when you get
Yeah.
here
Was Drew
it's
talking about Toontown or Drew talking
no
about the parlor?
yes. Drew's talking about Toontown.
I think Phoebe's just looking a bit confused right now. Anyway,
Oh my
but
god.
also she's listening and she's nodding, and she has kind of taken out the book that she was writing and doing a couple of little. Like you get the feeling like she's looking around the parlor still and making a couple of scribbles. More of a notes about like she doesn't know. Actually, that's a good point. She's going to look at Drew again and go, "What is you said this was a parlor?" And she's gonna send that question to Drew.
Yeah, it's an ice cream parlor.
Okay, you see Phoebe write that down.
Okay. On one hand, Drew's curious as to why she's doing all this, but at the same time, Drew's like, that's none of my fucking business.
I'm gonna make a. Hang on, can I make a perception? I'm making a perception. Give me a sec.
Okay.
Perception or perception or if this is on perception or no, is it insight on Drew? Which would be
You
to try and notice that Drew's
you can roll insight for that.
that's 13.
I'm gonna say that you think Drew might be curious as to why you're writing this down, but they're not gonna say anything.
Okay. Well, Phoebe's gonna glance up at glance up and go and notice Drew's looking but not saying anything at her notebook, I guess, and go,
Mm-hmm.
is I have where I am from and where I have been, there are no places like this exactly. Um, it is simpler. Um, and she just kind of sort of looks off a little to your side, like she's sort of thinking back at stuff. Uh, my town where I was from was small. Uh, did not have much. And she kind of looks for the word uh, recreation, like places. Um, You get the feeling Phoebe's sort of not been in places that feel quite as like this place feels big to her.
Mhm.
Not the parlor itself, but the parlor is a part of it. Uh, she's like the city feels huge. It's almost
Mhm.
probably too huge. um,
Mhm. Yeah, you can relate to that. Is it? Hmm. Do you think you'll like it here?
uh, and she's gonna tilt her head again. Um, and she'll go, yes, in time, perhaps.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, it took me a little bit of time too. Granted, I hope you have a much more comfortable place to sleep than I did, but
Uh, you kind of, I, the player, are squinting at you, but Phoebe is going to, hmm,
if Phoebe wants to roll insight, she can.
I will. That's a non-natural 20.
Oh, neat. um, it's not a secret. But you can, Phoebe, you can tell. When Drew says that, they hope you have a much more comfortable place to sleep, you kind of get the feeling that they were sleeping on things that weren't a bed. Because, Drew was homeless for a little bit, but they aren't anymore. It's fine.
I make noises. I want to pat this robot.
They're fine now.
Okay, that's good. Um, okay. Uh, Phoebe. Hmm. I think you see her pause. And she goes. There are times that I have slept underneath a tree, but there are times that I have found a small alcove in quiet places, and there are times, small times, where I have slept in a little room for what I could afford. Uh, what's that roll for?
Um, so so that was a con save.
Oh no!
Um,
Why?
Drew's just got like this strained grin on their face, and they're nodding, and they're like, I suddenly understand why certain people want to beat me up for sleeping on benches now. It suddenly has become clear to them.
uh, Phoebe, I think Phoebe's going to go on a bit longer, I think, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, in the sense of this, it was not ideal, but it is what I could afford, and and she just kind of sighs a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it is the life of a traveler. Uh, you see her settle on that word.
Mm-hmm. It's not easy. I know. I get it. Like I
Uh,
didn't always live here.
you see Phoebe nod a lot.
I think by this point, our funky cool ice cream is done. I Funky cool ice cream. Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Um, it's funny because you mentioned that.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, dude is killing me in the chat.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
for
but
those
getting
unaware,
back to
I'm
the point.
low-key being threatened for Drew sleeping on benches again. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Um, you wonder why or how the ice cream might be taking a little longer than you might have thought. Um, so you kind of take a look to see what's going on, and you realize that the bartender is muttering a little bit, and for the past like 5 minutes, they've been trying to wake the person that's all the way at the end of the bar.
Oh my god.
Maybe they're asleep or something. But finally, you kind of see their head raise a little bit, the sleeping individual,
Mm-hmm.
and you see the bartender mutter something to them as they as the bartender is holding a tray with your two ice cream.
Nice.
And you hear the sleepy individual go, "Huh? What? What do you the robot? You want me to serve the robot? Why don't you go out in the counter and do it yourself?" But he looks a little irritated. But the bartender just gestures to the booth that you two are sitting. Oh, come on! I know you've done it before. And he he turns his head to look at the two of you. Drew,
Yes.
you recognize this individual?
Oh, can I guess?
Uh huh.
Is it the certain individual that threatened me the first time I was here?
Uh, it's one certain redheaded individual who pointedly
Mm-hmm.
lost at an arm wrestling match
Mm-hmm.
against your friend. Anyway,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
he looks in your direction, and there's kind of fire in his eyes. But then he
Mm-hmm.
notices who you're with, and suddenly that fire is gone.
Rip.
Uh, Instead, he looks rather bashful. He immediately just takes the tray from the bartender. He gets up, and you could tell he's very awkwardly kind of like shuffling over to you guys. Um, and you notice the entire time he's avoiding eye contact with either of you now.
It's she probably takes their ice cream and thanks him.
He kind of just mumbles something under his breath. Uh,
Uh-huh.
Either of you can roll insight on him if you'd like.
All right, I'm rolling insight.
Yeah, sure. I will, because insight rolls go so well for me. Holy fuck.
That's a
A
19.
16. Holy shit, Phoebe.
Oh, uh-oh.
Holy shit.
Okay, so I gave him disadvantage on his deception.
Oh, neat.
You, Drew, you don't really know what's up with him. Maybe he just is embarrassed because of, the terrible loss that he had against Austin the first time you were in here. But you're not really sure. However, Phoebe, you get a better read. Perhaps he's a little embarrassed uh, because, he kind of raised his voice a bit with you around? Question mark. But anyway, he is just going to shuffle back over to his seat and try to just make himself
Go
as
back.
small as possible, even though you realize when he got up, he's about the same height as you, Phoebe.
Mhm.
But he kind of just sits in the corner. And you could tell he occasionally glances over, but does not say anything.
Uh-huh.
Eh.
Just like not paying him any mind. They'll like if he wants to pick a fight, they'll come back later.
I think Phoebe has been glaring at this individual
Oh,
since she heard the word robot, and while she might not know what the word robot meant, it
Mm-hmm.
sounded like it was said in a aggressive manner, and it appeared to be aimed towards Drew. So she's not gonna stand up, but I think you see her hands. I think her hands are going to clench a little tightly around the little bowl ice cream scoop cup thing that she's been given. And then eventually turn back to Drew, who I assume is eating ice cream.
Yes.
What flavor of
For
ice
the
cream?
record, Drew's probably got strawberry.
Strawberry.
That is currently their favorite flavor of ice cream, so they get it a lot.
That's good. That's good. Was that an acquaintance of yours?
I guess you could call him that.
He. Hang on. Me, the person. Was that a he?
Wick? Yes, okay. Yes, it was a he.
Cool. He. You kind of watch her grimace again. Doesn't seem very nice.
I mean, he did threaten me the first time I was in here, but that was a long time ago. They seem unbothered by this.
Okay, if in which case, Phoebe will take a second to observe Drew's response in like terms of language body, I guess, and then sort of.
They're nonchalantly eating their ice cream.
All right. Then Phoebe will sort of sit back and try her mint ice cream.
Okay. I think Drew watches her take a bite and just, well, how is it?
You do actually see her blink once. It's a slow blink, but she does blink. It is crisp. Good.
Best ice cream in Toontown, if you ask me. And they'll take another bite.
I think you will. Actually, I won't make you roll perception for this because I think if this is lit as well as I think it is, you see a tiny green snake poke a sort of slither out from underneath the hood of Phoebe. It's not looking at Drew; it's looking at the ice cream. And she's just gonna keep eating.
Okay, well, see, I was expecting something like this. Drew, however, I'm,
Oh no! What did you roll?
So...
That's a natural one. What was that roll?
My head in my hands. So that was intelligence.
Okay.
To see if Drew knew what a snake was. And they rolled a 3.
That's a 1 though. Pat your baby robot so much.
Oh
Okay.
my god, they're so fucking stupid. So this happens, and Drew's just like, what's that? and they'll point at the snake. I
Ooh.
have my head in my hands. I'm fucking Drew. Why are you so stupid?
I need to make a roll here. Hang on.
I'm gonna lay on the floor.
Gosh. I'm drawing an absolute blank. Where do I roll saves? How do I get my save roll?
Are you looking at DMV?
Yes.
So, depending on how you're looking at it, if you like, so there's like the main bar that has like your actual stats on it, and underneath it,
Mm-hmm.
it should say saving throws. Do you see that?
Oh, there. Yep. Found the saves. Okay. I'm
There
gonna
you go.
make a. Ooh. This is Phoebe. And actually, those two are the same. I'm going to make a wisdom saving throw.
While you roll that, dupe, you say that Lao is gonna get me a book on flora and fauna. A snake is neither of those things. What the fuck is that gonna do?
I mean,
You're,
they're technically fauna, in the sense of they're classified as animal, so to speak.
I'm sitting here like maybe I don't know that. Maybe I'm the stupid one.
Don't worry about it. Phoebe rolled a 11 total on that wisdom save.
Oh fuck. Okay,
I
so why
think
were they
I
rolling this?
don't think that's gonna be enough. Yeah, okay. Phoebe will immediately reach up to her hood and just yank it over her head, and hide the snake, and then just kind of close it up underneath the chin, and she will. You still see her amber eyes, but she's definitely now hunched over.
Mm-hmm.
And you just kind of hear a sort of a very soft hiss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think she can say anything right
Mm-hmm.
now. She's just looking at
I
Drew's
don't
hand, a bit frightened.
just gonna put their hand down, kind of confused, and just I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like call attention to it or anything. I just don't know what that is.
And it will take another couple of seconds. You kind of you do hear a sigh, and she will straighten up eventually, but she's definitely just kind of shuffling the hood over.
Yeah.
Um, it is, and she pauses again. It is me. Uh, and she's gonna. I need to roll an insight on Drew just to see, like, emotion. Like, just give me a second. That's an 8. It's an 8 for insight. Phoebe's trying to understand where Drew's kind of. I guess she's trying to read what Drew's
Thoughts are?
emotions are on this. Like, is Drew looking frightened? Is Drew looking curious? What?
No, Drew just looks kind of stupid. um.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I'll ask what that is in a minute. But Drew just kind of looks kind of confused. Like they also look kind of sad because they're worried that they fucked up and they didn't mean to do that, but also they're just kind of confused because they don't fucking know what a snake is. I'm gonna ask now though, Wick, what the fuck is that?
To edge in here, but the entire time, the man in the corner has been listening in on this conversation.
I'll come back and kick his ass later.
He, yeah, he's debating something.
Oh God.
Oh, okay. Um, whoever's facing towards the bar, I don't know which one of you is, but that's okay.
I imagine Drew was facing the bar because Phoebe was
There
gonna
we
have to
go.
turn her head to glare at the man at the bar. Not the man at the bar, but the man on the side of the bar.
Yes. Throughout the entire conversation, Drew, you notice now that this man turns around in his seat and is now looking at you guys.
There's gonna like lean over so that he's obviously not looking at Phoebe and is looking at the guy and just look. If I wanted to have a conversation with you, I'd come over there and sit down. But I'm not, so knock it off.
He blinks a few times. You don't know what a snake is?
What?
He gets up and
Jesus
approaches
Christ. I hate
cautiously.
this stupid robot so much. Yes, let
It's
me make an astronaut. Oh wait, they're stupid.
So the man now approaches the two of you at the booth once more. But this time he's a little less stiff. And he just looks at you, Drew. It's a snake. Have you not seen a yuanti? It's a reptile.
She's gonna look at him like, what the Just don't swear at me.
Hold on.
Finally,
Phoebe, this man.
How does Phoebe feel about this? This guy just walked up and is giving
It's a
Drew
snake.
an education
A
about
reptile.
snakes.
Whew,
Phoebe, my beloved, I'm sorry, Drew's so fucking stupid.
no, it's okay. I think. Oh golly. My gut instinct tells me that Phoebe doesn't know what a yuanti is. Knowing her backstory, she doesn't know the term. But she does understand that Drew.
Well, that's okay, because
seems to
neither do
be-
I.
It does. I will say that she does understand that Drew didn't necessarily mean any harm, but also this man is here again, and
She doesn't like that.
he seemed. I think she's still going to keep her hood up and kind of just push herself back into the seat for now. Like you get the feeling she doesn't technically want to be here right now.
Mm-hmm. Also, I will say, Wick just rolled a d10 for something, and I took my glasses off because I've been having my head in my hands over Drew's stupidity, and I thought it was a 0 and not a 6, and I was like, how the fuck?
I've done it. I've done the impossible.
You rolled a 0 with no modifier.
Yes. But no, that's a hammer space roll.
Okay.
But let me paint a picture for you guys.
Oh God.
This man just starts explaining to Drew what a reptile is. He's like, okay, listen. First, I'm sorry for earlier. But
Okay.
he kind of looks like dumbfounded for a hot second. But anyway, a snake is a type of animal. Doesn't have any limbs. It has scales. Tests the air with its tongue. As he's explaining, he is wearing a bandana around his neck. And as he's explaining, you see a little head pop out. It's a little snake. And it starts going around and in his hair as he's explaining. He does not notice this.
Oh my God. Has he had this snake, like... questions for later. Just watching
Um,
the snake go around and being like, what shit?
so, um, there's nothing to really be afraid of in terms of snakes. They're not harmful or anything. It's nothing really to point out with that. Um, he kind of stops,
Mm-hmm.
and because he gestured to Phoebe and then stops. He's like, I don't know if that's rude. Well, he's standing, but
Uh,
Neat.
Drew,
I,
neat.
Drew's just like, I have shit to look up when I go home. But they'll turn back to Phoebe and just, do you like your ice cream? At least.
I think Phoebe. sh- Hmm. It takes her a few seconds to answer, but I think she does nod. And she will kind of
Yeah.
shuffle herself, not out of the booth, but she will kind of. I can't word.
I can't. I rolled insight and got a fucking 9.
Oh my god.
I
I rolled
tried to
insight
roll.
too, and this guy has a shit modifier.
Jesus Christ.
And
Drew,
yet,
+6 in insight, gets a 9. This ice
this
cream
man
guy,
plus one
+1, rolls a
gets a
17.
17.
I hate it here.
All
I
right.
hate Drew.
All right. Okay, that's all right. What does Drew get? Drew.
Drew doesn't get shit. They're stupid.
That's not true. You see Phoebe does look uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But she's appears to be trying to shake it off. Uh, as for this fellow whose name I don't know,
You don't know yet.
what would he get? You would see this this tallish individual, roughly around your height, I guess.
Yeah, they're both 6 feet.
Mm, uh, hood up. You can't see any little. You can't. You certainly can't see whatever it was Drew was pointing out before or anything like that. But definitely uncomfortable, but is trying to still shake that off. Her hands are clenched around her hood, like she's trying to hide some stuff.
Do you want to leave?
And I think it takes her a couple of seconds. No.
Are you sure?
She's going to kind of take one hand off her hood and kind of poke the ice cream that's sort of half eaten, and go, I would like to finish this.
Only if you're sure.
And you see her nod again.
Would you rather I sit somewhere else?
She is shaking her head, and she goes, "No, no, you are." And she kind of tilts her head to the side and goes, "Kind." And she's sort of almost looks like that's not quite the right word, but uh, she doesn't seem like she's just gonna kind of glance up at the tall fellow standing beside their booth.
Luckily, he gets the message. He's just, uh, sorry if I made things weird. Was just trying to, and he goes to rub the back of his head, realizes there's a snake on his head. But when did you get over here? And he's looking up at the snake, who is now leaning like down on his forehead and just doing a little blip.
I love this snake.
Listen, uh, sorry, and just you two enjoy your time. I'm just gonna go, and he's like doing that like 1 foot going in the direction that you're supposed to be going, like he's heading out the door. He's like, never
I'll be back later for a rematch.
mind. No, you gotta bring your friend for a rematch. He turns around and he does like that little "I'm watching you" kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, but
as
you
as as he leaves, Drew turns around and is like, "Cool. Now I have to convince Austin to come back here."
uh would both of you like to roll perception before he leaves?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Phoebe, yeah. I'm gonna roll perception.
Let's see if Drew's good at anything today.
That's a 5.
Makes sense.
Oof.
I think Phoebe will watch him go,
What-
because she likes a little tiny snake that's on curling around. But I think she will
You just
quickly.
adopted your snake, dude.
She will also immediately just go back to her ice cream. I think.
Her snake now.
Meanwhile, Drew, you notice him stop at the counter and like make a little wave gesture to the bartender who goes
Mm-hmm.
over. He mutters a couple of things. With that 22, you could see exactly what he's doing.
Oh, cool.
He goes,
I have eyes.
yeah, no, he goes into his pocket and places some money on the counter and kind of jerks his head in the direction of the booth. And then he takes his leave.
Oh, neat.
So,
I don't
yes.
have to pay, which is great because Law hasn't paid me yet.
Meanwhile, the bartender just kind of collects it and just, stands there.
Mhm. She's probably eaten all of their ice cream by now.
Ice cream. Now I want some ice cream.
Oops. But yes, Drew will just vibe quietly until Phoebe finishes.
I don't think she might ask a couple of questions about some of the. Maybe ask Drew about some of the other locations or that are around Toontown. What are his recommendations?
Both of you to
More
assume
places to
Drew has
go. That kind
opinions.
of.
Okay, Drew probably has opinions on some like grocery stores and shit like that, considering they've been here for months now. However, me, the player, I'm dumb, so I don't have thoughts.
That's okay. Valid.
There's no brain cells floating around in here. You shake my brain, and there's a void sound.
That's.
There's nothing in there.
uh, I think
But
Phoebe
Drew
will.
will answer her questions.
You will see her.
Write it
I
down.
think it'll be about halfway through the conversation that she remembers that she's got her book out and she will start scribbling in those locations again.
Mm-hmm. Now, is she scribbling them in her book or on the map?
Actually, no, good point. No, she will have reached into the bag and pulled out her map if it's stuff about locations.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to see any of these places today? I don't know if you're busy or anything, but I did drag you all the way out here.
You will see Phoebe smile at that and go, I need a place to stay. So my next stop would be an inn.
Drew gets this look on their face. When she says that she needs a place to stay, they get this look on their face like, shit. But luckily they know inns in Toontown. I don't, but they do. So they're just like, I can recommend a few.
Yeah, do read my mind. We suggest the last one in.
Drew probably knows it. I don't know. Drew's probably slept in every inn in Toontown because you have to run out of inns before you start sleeping on benches and shit. So I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'll have to DM Avi later about it, and just yeah, yeah. Give him the last one in. Why not? I can lead you there if you want.
That would be delightful.
After you finish your ice cream, of course.
Yes. And then I assume we pay. And she looks at her bag again. There might be a little bit of gold there.
Normally, yes, but not today.
Phoebe will
And they get
look
this
up at
grin on
Drew.
his face.
Phoebe will glance up immediately at Drew and like, what? No?
Oh, Knucklehead paid for us.
And Phoebe's gonna glance at the
Point
door
at
that
the
he left out
door.
of. That was nice of him.
My mic didn't pick that up, which is rude, but okay.
Mhm.
She said yeah. And unless Super, if you have anything to add, or if Wick, if you have anything to add, I don't know. Phoebe will finish her ice cream, and Drew will. How about I'll roll one last survival to see if Drew remembers how to fucking get to this inn or not. I already don't remember what my fucking survival modifier is. Maybe.
I'm going to also roll survival, just in
Yes,
case
please.
Phoebe
You
can
have
read
the
the map.
map.
Okay, that is
You should
a.
roll at advantage because you have a map.
Okay, alright, well, right, that was. First roll was a 13. Second
Okay.
one was at. Hang on a minute. That is, in fact, a natural 20. Okay, I rolled a natural 20
Yeah.
for survival.
I would say that
Plus
Phoebe
4,
knows
24.
where she's going more than Drew does, which is wild considering Drew's been to the inn before.
I think in the end it turns into Phoebe leading Drew along, almost.
Yeah. Sorry, Your Honor, they're stupid. Diagnosed stupid. But yeah. Avi's not here right now, so we can't have more interaction, but they'll probably go to the inn and yeah. Fun stuff.
Yay!
Phoebe doesn't have to sleep on a bench. But yeah. That's the end of the FPS.
Woo!
This was very good.
Thank you, Wick, for joining in last minute.
Thank you, Wick, for having a brain cell about a location that I was in once.
Thank you, JayJay, for being amazing and, walking me through this stuff. This was fun.
Thank you for letting me jag Phoebe to places and do shit.
Phoebe's probably not gonna. Phoebe might try to have that ice cream parlor on the map, but I think it'll be more of a visual guide only. She'll need some other way back into that ice cream parlor.
Yeah, it's okay. You just have to find Drew again, which, if
Maybe.
Phoebe is anything like Soul, that won't be hard. I just hope that Phoebe doesn't do what Soul did.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
I'll explain it in a minute. Don't worry about it. But thank you, everyone, for past and present, for listening. This was great. And yeah, goodbye.
Bye.